G'day, Matt Coch, F1 editor for SpeedCafe here, building up for this weekend's Dutch Grand Prix, the first event back after Formula One summer break, and it's the start of the second half of the season. 10 races until the season finale in Abu Dhabi. And it's a big second half of the year as well, no matter where you look on the grid. At Red Bull, Max Verstappen looks sort of odds-on to win the Drivers' Championship, but the Constructors' Championship is far more competitive, particularly with McLaren in resurgent form. It's only 42 points between those two with 10 races to go, as I said. And with McLaren's momentum, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris have both won races. They look like they're in a really good position to mount a serious challenge. And that's why Sergio Perez has been under so much pressure. Now, Sergio Perez, we know he's retaining his seat for at least the next little while because Red Bull, well, it doesn't have a whole lot of other options. With the Constructors' Championship where it is, it needs both cars to be scoring points. Max Verstappen's doing his part, Sergio Perez, not so much. But the question was, who do you replace him with? Is Daniel Ricciardo going to jump in that car and do any better? Is Liam Lawson going to be able to do any better? They don't know the answer to that. There's no easy solution. So as a result, Sergio Perez is in that car, but only for now. He needs a big couple of races at the Dutch Grand Prix, the Italian Grand Prix after that, and beyond that, we've got Azerbaijan and Singapore events where he's gone strongly in the past. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. That will be a big point in the second half of this season. If he doesn't deliver, what does Red Bull do? Does Daniel Ricciardo get the nod? And what of Daniel Ricciardo? He doesn't have a contract yet for 2025. The only one of Red Bull's 4 drivers in that position. Max Verstappen's locked away. Sergio Perez, in theory, has a contract for next year. So too does Yuki Tsunoda, but Daniel Ricciardo not yet locked in. Meanwhile, Liam Lawson knocking on the door, desperate to find his way back onto the Formula One grid. And of course, it was this event last year that he got his debut. Daniel Ricciardo broke his hand during practice and Lawson was given that promotion. 5-event cameo really did wonders for the young Kiwi's career. So it'll be interesting to see how that dynamic plays out over the coming races. Elsewhere, McLaren looking very, very strong. Oscar Piastri is extremely quick. He's only getting better the longer the season goes on. He's really found his form, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes now. He doesn't have a broken rib. Speaking to the team, we found out over the break that he's been battling a broken rib for some time. I spoke to the team during the break, and it happened. They wouldn't be precise. They didn't want to give me too much information, but they did say it was around the Austrian Grand Prix. So from that, we can deduce that it was at least 3 Grand Prix that he drove with a broken rib. I've had broken ribs. They hurt just sitting still, so I can't imagine driving a Formula One car with a broken rib. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes in the back half of this year, particularly given his single lap paces there, and he's developed so much over the first half of the year with tyre management, race pace, and those sorts of things. The things he was looking to build on as we go into 2024, as we came into 2024. Elsewhere, Mercedes also look incredibly strong. 3 of the last 4 races have gone to either Lewis Hamilton or George Russell. They're resurgent. They're probably a little bit too far back in the Constructors' Championship to mount a serious threat to the likes of Red Bull or McLaren, but they'll be there or thereabouts, and they'll have an impact because they'll just take points away from these other teams as well. And I haven't even mentioned Ferrari yet. They've really been anonymous since McLaren found its form at around the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. That was Imola. The sort of start of the European season. And since then, Ferrari's been a little bit hit and miss. There was Monaco and there's been a couple of other flashes, but really that strong pace that they showed earlier in the year where they were Red Bull's nearest challenger, that has disappeared. So it'll be interesting to see how they can bounce back. And that's just 4 teams and a couple of driver storylines. There's lots more to play out. How will Haas go? How will Sauber go? They need a big second half of the year. They don't yet have a driver lineup locked away. They've got Nico Hülkenberg, but they don't have anyone besides that. Liam Lawson's been linked to that move. So have a number of drivers. There's a lot still to play for. Guys like Valtteri Bottas don't have a seat locked away. So there's lots of these little storylines that we'll start to see play out as Formula One heads into its second half, starting with this weekend's Dutch Grand Prix. Coverage starts at about 8:30. That's opening practice, 8:30 on Friday evening if you're on the Eastern Coast. Check your local guides. It is on Foxtel and KO. No live coverage on free-to-air. In fact, no coverage at all on free-to-air in Australia. But always hang around and check out SpeedCafe for all the event coverage and all your F1 and Supercars news.